Hey, what's up, Unbroken Nation? But the truth about that is when you are bending yourself for the sake of admiration from others, it's always empty. I've never
Yeah,
experienced it in any other way.
right.
What were kind of the cornerstones and turning points of you being willing to step further and deeper into who you are?
Yes, but that's a wonderful question because it took a lot of reflection and understanding that I was repeating the same mistakes or the same pattern of behavior just kept appearing and appearing. And it occurred to me is that I knew the result of the pattern of behavior. So going into places and pretending or feeling like I want to connect with them, but I don't want to be my authentic self. So I knew that whatever I was doing in the past, I had to change it. So I was repeating it over and over and over again. So the point where I was afraid of making change became less than repeating the pattern. So I felt like there was more that I could do. I just didn't know what it was. And because I don't know what it was absolutely terrifying. It was scary, but I already know what it's going to be if I don't make that change. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you cognizant that you were not showing up as yourself? Because I think for me, one of the experiences I had was like I had no real cognizance of the fact that I wasn't being me. And I think a lot of people go through that, maybe through dissociation, due to abuse, for a lot of different reasons. But were you aware that you were holding back?
No, absolutely not. I was not aware or I wasn't clear about what I was doing. I thought I was doing the thing to make the friendships. I thought I was being truthful. I thought I was doing what I needed to do to make friendships. And I learned all this stuff from watching TV. Essentially, the friendships and the relationships that I've had growing up, I've not really seen any. I haven't seen any of the people that lived around me. I didn't have a really great example of that. So I thought that what you do, according to 90s TV, is you go to a coffee shop and you wait, or you go to a bar and you strike up conversation and you try to be funny and connect with people that way. And I thought, well, that's what you do. I'm not realizing how I'm actually moving through the world. I don't know what's important to me. I don't know what's interesting to me because I'm not paying attention to those things. I'm only focused on how I can talk to and connect with a person, which is absolutely inauthentic in who I am. Like what I really want to do, my hobbies and my habits, they don't show up in just trying to strike up conversation for the sake of talking about nothing that's important to me. So I had no idea what I was really doing. And I really discovered this through just self exploration. So a conscious effort to try new things and experience them and understand how I felt about those experiences. Let me know that, well, I really like this. I really don't like this thing. And this is, and then the ability to communicate that to other people has been really helpful in making connections. So, really being aware of the things I'm doing day to day has helped me understand more about my authenticity. I get a say, I get a choice. Do I like this? Do I not like this? How do I really feel about this? And so that is what helped me become more authentic and more realistic and step into the realization that, oh, I didn't know what I was doing before, but now I do.
Yeah, and there's a lot of vulnerability one has to have for themselves to be able to do that because on this one hand, here you are, and I'll speak from my experience, you're having these human connections, the very thing that we crave, right? The thing that we thrive in, the thing that we want more so than anything on planet Earth. And then on the other side, it's
Hmm.
like it's like standing in the middle of a football stadium surrounded by people and being completely alone, right? and
Yeah.
and and that's the experience of inauthenticity, and I think that's really heartbreaking because there are people who just feel so alone in the wrong relationships, in the wrong friendships, in the wrong communities, in the wrong cities. And you said some as you're talking about your journey, I thought to myself something we hear all the time, and that is wherever you go, there you are.
Hmm.
And you can run from your truth, but when you sit in it and you think about it, you can't lie to yourself. You cannot hide from yourself as much as you want to. And most often when you do, it's going to carry with it some massively negative ramifications. And then you're going to be faced with something really fucked up, which is like a rock bottom moment in which you have to figure out, okay, wait a second, this isn't actually true of who I am. What do I need to do to change this? You
Mhm.
mentioned something that I think is really powerful, and you talked about how you really had these massive discoveries by the willingness to step not only into therapy but deeper and into group therapy. Where did that seed come from for you, and why did you recognize that that would be important?
Yes, one of the biggest realizations is that I don't have all the answers to anything, right? No one really does. And I'd like to think that I had known that I could be the only person that knows about myself, right? And so I had resisted going to therapy because I thought, well, I've had my experiences and I know who I am. Essentially, I don't need that. I can just go out into the world and have experiences and learn from those experiences. But when I went to work, let's say I'm going to work and I had this new job and it was in a place that I'd never kind of job I've never had before. I came from working from a warehouse to working in a an office where the language was different, the way people interacted was different, and I had no idea how to interact with the people, really. So I had to ask for help. If I wanted to thrive in this environment, I had to ask for help. So realizing that, man, these people want me to be successful. They want to help me. They brought me here for a reason. They want me to be successful. There has to be more people out there in the world who want to do that. And if I just do a quick search online, I find a lot of therapists who are right there who want to do that for you, who want to do that for me. And so what the realization was that I don't have all the answers, and by design I don't. What I can do is ask someone for help. So that's what I did. And so that's how I discovered like going to therapy would be really, really helpful. And in therapy, we did this exercise where I learned more. Well, throughout therapy, I learned more about how I'm interacting with other people and my behaviors and the impact on my behaviors. And before then, I always thought that what I was doing was wrong. It wasn't connecting. It was it was backwards. I thought everything I did, even though I managed somehow to move from Ohio to California, graduate college, and connect with people in the karaoke scene, actually talk to people, I wasn't paying attention to really the good things, the positive impacts that I've had on the world. And therapy really helped me see that, to see the positive impacts. I'm looking for, I was constantly looking for the negative. And the reframe really helped me look for more of the positive. And understanding more about what I want in life, I could see more of what I wanted in life. So therapy was really, really helpful for that. And one of the things that I learned also from therapy that I share is that it really helps to have a group to support you and to reflect back what experiences you've had out into the world. Because I've always just been seeing the negative things. And now other people can see the good things and they can share it back with me. And I trust them. And so I learned to trust them and also learn to trust myself.